This episode examines the blades that define close quarters combat in the Imperium of Man and remain a part of its military doctrine despite the development of modern weaponry. The chainsword is a widespread melee weapon of the Imperium used by the Adeptus Astartes, the Imperial Guard, the Inquisition, and auxiliary forces. It is employed where ranged combat is impossible or limited. In trenches, ship corridors, industrial facilities, and ruined urban environments. Its construction is based on a blade housing with an integrated motorized chain. The teeth on the chain links are driven by an internal motor, providing continuous rotation of the cutting surface. Damage is inflicted not through striking technique, but through the rotating chain biting into the target upon contact. This reduces the requirements for weapon mastery and ensures effective damage even with imprecise movements. In combat, a chainsword quickly incapacitates an opponent. The chain tears through armor, tissue, and joints, making resistance impossible. The weapon remains functional in dirt, dust, and vibration, which makes it a reliable tool for close quarters engagements. Its popularity is tied to its simple production and consistent effectiveness, regardless of the wielder's skill level. The power sword belongs to the category of energy weapons and is used by officers, veterans, Astartes, and elite forces. It is employed when precise strikes are required against opponents protected by dense armor or polymer plating. This weapon is suited for duels, boarding operations, and combat in confined spaces. The core of the weapon's construction is a blade made of a durable alloy, coated with a power field generator. The field creates a thin active layer around the cutting edge, allowing the sword to easily break through metal plates, ceramic panels, and reinforced materials. Upon impact, the field disrupts the structure of the object, reducing its resistance. The combat effect is achieved not through the force of the strike, but through the interaction between the energy layer and the target's surface. In practice, the weapon allows deep and clean cuts through armor and reinforced fabrics. It performs reliably when in contact with dense materials without losing its cutting properties. The power sword remains in demand due to its combination of compactness, precision, and the ability to penetrate protective layers, making it a universal close combat tool for fighters who require a dependable and predictable weapon. The power saber is used by officers, duelists, and fighters who require high maneuverability in close combat. This weapon is chosen by units operating in environments where reaction speed and the ability to control distance are essential. Security teams, assault group commanders, bodyguards, and members of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The purpose of the saber is to deliver precise, rapid strikes to vulnerable areas of the enemy. It is suited for situations where the goal is not to destroy heavy armor, but to gradually weaken the opponent, disrupt coordination, and create tactical advantages. Thanks to its light construction, the saber is effective in dueling conditions and in operations conducted within confined spaces. Its construction is based on an elongated blade with a power field generator operating on the same principle as that of a power sword, but with lower output and increased stability. The field is thinner, which reduces energy consumption and enables faster strikes. The weapon produces clean cuts without requiring significant effort. In combat practice, the power saber functions as a tool of control. It allows the wielder to seize the initiative, react quickly to an opponent's movements, and target weak points in their equipment. Due to its speed and reliability, the saber remains in demand among units that need a combination of lightness, precision, and technological efficiency in close quarters combat. The chain saber is less common than the traditional chainsword and is used in units that require a combination of speed and coating power. It is employed by assault troops, reconnaissance teams, and officers who need a more maneuverable tool for close engagements in narrow spaces and dense structures. The purpose of this weapon is to deliver fast strikes while preserving the destructive potential of a chain-driven cutting surface. It is suitable for engagements where the enemy can actively dodge or shift distance, as well as for situations requiring precise control of the blade's trajectory without losing force upon contact. The design is based on an elongated, lightweight frame with a compact motorized chain. The teeth operate on the same principle as those of a chainsword, but have a smaller profile, which reduces resistance during a swing and allows the weapon to return to a ready position more quickly. Upon contact, the chain bites into the target's material, damaging armor and tissue even when the strike is incomplete. In real conditions, the chain saber proves itself as a weapon that combines an aggressive combat style with controlled precision. It is lighter than a standard chainsword, making it suitable for prolonged engagements and maneuver-based fights. Its practical value lies in its balance of speed and mechanical power, which makes it an effective weapon for experienced close combat fighters. The Astartes power sword is used by the Adeptus Astartes and constructed with their physical strength, armor size, and tactical requirements in mind. The weapon is designed for close combat under intense resistance, particularly against opponents protected by heavy armor or dense structural materials. It is employed during boarding actions, tunnel assaults, and breakthroughs of fortified positions. The purpose of this blade is to ensure reliable neutralization of the enemy with minimal dependence on the strike trajectory. It is suited for situations requiring the combination of a powerful energy field and high structural durability, allowing it to withstand impacts and stresses impossible for standard models. Its construction is based on a massive alloy blade engineered to withstand the forces generated by the enhanced musculature of an Astartes. The power field generator operates at increased output, forming a stable energy envelope along the cutting edge. This reduces material resistance and allows the weapon to break through armor plates, composites, and reinforced structural elements. The weapon retains its operational properties under overload, vibration, and heavy impacts. In combat practice, the Astartes power sword demonstrates consistent effectiveness against heavily fortified targets. It can pierce shields and cut through reinforced armor elements without loss of blade control, due to its combination of strength, power, and technological reliability. It remains a key element of the Space Marine's arsenal and is used in operations where assured performance in close quarters is required. The Inquisition power blade is used by operatives of the Ordos and their personal combat teams. This weapon is often crafted individually for a specific inquisitor or agent, reflecting the wide range of tasks they face, from covert operations to direct assault actions. It is employed in environments requiring a combination of reliability, compactness, and the ability to counter targets with unconventional protection. The purpose of the blade is to deliver decisive damage with minimal movement. Inquisitors and their allies often operate in confined spaces among technological installations or aboard starships where attack angles are limited. The weapon is designed for precise strikes to vulnerable zones and for breaching protective elements created not only by Imperial technologies but also by Xenos or heretical constructs. The construction of an Inquisition power blade varies depending on its owner. The common elements are a reinforced alloy and a power field generator with a concentrated directional activation zone. Some models use unconventional energy sources that increase field stability when interacting with dense or unstable materials. Upon impact, the field disrupts the structure of the armor, reducing its resistance and allowing the blade to penetrate deeper without requiring additional physical force. In combat practice, the Inquisition power blade demonstrates predictable and controlled behavior. It is resistant to overload and allows operatives to engage complex targets, including those using unconventional shields or modified armor. The practical value of the weapon lies in its versatility and its ability to be adapted to the needs of a specific agent, making it one of the most flexible types of power field weaponry in the Imperium. The Astartes Gladius is a short power blade used by space marines in situations where maneuvering space is limited. The weapon is employed during boarding actions, ship corridor combat, inside fortifications, and when assaulting narrow passages where a long blade would hinder movement. It is chosen by units that require compactness while retaining the ability to pierce dense enemy armor. The purpose of the Gladius is to deliver fast, linear strikes at short range with minimal movement amplitude. This is especially important in conditions where combat occurs at arm's length, and any excessive motion may cause collisions with the environment or with allies. The blade is suited for situations where secure control of the weapon must be maintained amid high enemy density. The design is based on a shortened alloy blade, paired with a medium output power field generator. The field is stable and allows the user to pierce reinforced materials and cut armor plates without performing wide or sweeping attacks. The reduced length increases the blade's stability upon contact with solid metal structures and reduces the risk of jamming. In practical application, the Gladius demonstrates high controllability and predictability. It remains effective in tight engagements, allows rapid transitions between defensive and offensive actions, and does not lose strike force thanks to the power field. The weapon is valued for its suitability for combat in confined environments and its ability to provide consistent results when space is limited. The chain axe is used by Imperial assault units in situations requiring maximum mechanical impact on the target. Although formally classified as an axe, it is employed in the same scenarios as chainswords. During breakthroughs of fortified positions, in boarding actions, and in close combat against heavily armored opponents. The purpose of the weapon is to deliver a high level of destruction through the combination of a heavy striking head and a rotating chain. The chain axe is effective in situations where it is necessary to break the structural integrity of armor, cut through reinforced elements, or quickly incapacitate an opponent upon first contact. It is suited for breaching blocked passages or eliminating targets protected by dense materials. The design features a massive head with an integrated chain drive. The teeth move along an arc, creating a larger impact area compared to a chainsword. The increased mass of the striking portion enhances kinetic force, while the motorized chain provides penetration into the target's material. Upon contact, the chain grips the surface, reducing strike deviation and increasing the depth of damage. In combat practice, the chain axe demonstrates high effectiveness against dense targets and reinforced structures. It operates reliably under vibration and contamination, typical of assault operations. The weapon's practical value lies in its combination of mechanical force and the cutting action of the chain, making it a convenient tool for units that require maximum impact in close combat. The power blade of the Orders of the Adepta Sororitas is used by Sisters of Battle as a standard close combat weapon, employed both in independent assault actions and as part of mixed Imperial formations. It is chosen for its reliability, ease of maintenance, and effectiveness against well-protected targets. The purpose of the weapon is to deliver predictable enemy neutralization at short range while maintaining high maneuverability. Sisters of Battle fight in dense formations during fortification assaults and inside urban structures where movement control and strike precision are critical. The blade is suited for working against armor, reinforced materials, and opponents using various types of protective coatings. The construction of the power blade relies on a medium-weight durable alloy and a stable-range power field generator. The field forms a thin active edge capable of disrupting structural elements of armor and technological panels. Sororitas models typically lack excessive modifications, simplifying field maintenance. Upon contact, the power field reduces material resistance, ensuring a clean and controlled cut. In combat practice, the blade demonstrates reliable behavior and high endurance under prolonged load. It is suitable for sequential attacks, does not lose effectiveness after contact with dense surfaces, and maintains stability during active maneuvering. The weapon remains in demand within the Orders of the Adepta Sororitas due to its technological refinement, simplicity, and consistent performance in close combat. Ritual power blades are used by Imperial Guard officers and fleet personnel as standard close combat weapons that carry both symbolic and practical functionality. These blades are issued through official channels, are not unique artifacts, and are used in situations where a commander requires a reliable and predictable weapon during direct confrontation with the enemy. The purpose of these blades is to provide limited but stable combat effectiveness while remaining compact and simple. They are used for self-defense, for engagements in the tight spaces of ships and fortifications, and during operations where the commander must participate in close combat or coordinate the battle at short distance. The design includes a medium-strength alloy and a compact power field generator with a simplified operating scheme. The field forms a stable cutting edge sufficient to penetrate light and medium armor. The blades have a standardized shape which simplifies their maintenance and production. The simplified mechanism reduces energy consumption and increases reliability when operating in contaminated or unstable environments. In combat practice, ritual blades demonstrate predictability and ease of use. They are suited for short, direct strikes, allow the user to maintain control of the situation, and provide basic combat capability at close range. The practical value of such models lies in their accessibility, technological simplicity, and their ability to reliably fulfill the tasks expected of an officer in combat conditions. The blade systems presented here reflect the wide range of tasks performed by Imperial forces in close combat. Each weapon relies on its own construction and principle of operation, ensuring application in diverse tactical environments. Despite their differences, all models retain practical value and remain in demand due to their combination of reliability, predictability, and suitability for the specific nature of warfare in confined spaces.